Hello world, it's Richard, Richard of Carver here. On day 169 sober, after being high for 20 years. Thank you for tuning in, hope you have a good time here. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely, you gotta make me change my mind. Baby, I got your number, oh I know that you got mine. You know that I called too many times. You can call me baby, you can call me anytime. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. I should stay. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely, but you gotta make me change my mind. I don't want one to squeeze me, they might take my life away. I don't want one to squeeze me, they might take my life away. I just want someone to hold me and take me through the night. Youthful heart can love you, yes, and I'll give you what you need. I said this youthful heart can love you, and I'll give you what you need. But I'm too old to go chasing you around and wasting my precious energy. Give me one reason to stay here, yes, and I'll turn right back around. I should stay. Give me one reason to stay here, oh, and I'll turn right back around. I said I don't wanna leave you lonely, but you gotta make me change my mind. Oh, baby, just give me one reason. Give me one reason why. Baby, just give me one reason. Just give me one reason why I should stay. Said I told you that I loved you, and there ain't nothing more to say. All right. What's up, everybody? Revision with one reason: onion rings. Onion rings. Kate says, I got your number, baby. What's up, Revision and Kate in the chat? Hello to everybody else out there tuning in. We got a bunch of onion emojis in the chat. That's what's up. So let's see. How's today going? Today's going pretty well. I really did, again, nothing but play bass all day. I am a bass machine and a charting machine. I wrote so many charts today, and the amount of work I have done on these things is pretty wild. But I like to over-prepare for shows so that I'm not left looking like I don't know what's going on stage. That's kind of like maybe one of the worst things, in my opinion, that can happen in life for me, opposed to, of course, deaths and bad things with family and friends. That's the worst. But on the embarrassing level of things, being on stage and not knowing what's going on is just the worst. So, like, I don't know if this really shows up on screen or not, but it's just a ton of different, of course, it's not even scrolling. So much music written, and this is just one song. They're like 20-minute songs a piece, and they're mashups of, about 20 songs per mashup song. It's for that cover band that I'm filling in for over the weekend. We're going away to Virginia, and we're doing 2 shows back-to-back down there. The other thing that I have done today is do a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of laundry, did some cooking and stuff like that, but I also found out another one of my friends passed away. And only just today was the obituary announced on Facebook, but he was only 30 years old. And so, really sad situation. It makes me feel really wild because I think the day that he passed away, if not the day after or the day prior, he was kind of like a friend in the past, and I don't have a ton, like I have friends on Facebook, but I'm not friends with everybody I've ever met, and he came across as like a person you may know thing. I was like, oh yeah, Mike, what's up? Send him a friend request, and I think he might have passed away that day, which is the wild thing in here. So, I looked up, his Facebook, and there's my, request, sitting there, which will never be accepted because he is gone. And it's wild. We did a lot of stuff together way back in the day, a bunch of stuff. So, love to Mike, and love your loved ones, love your friends, and I really got to reach out to everybody out there that I've been neglecting to reach out to, because I really don't always get to people when I want to, and then before I know it, I get distracted and time passes, and it's not my intention to ignore people ever. But so yeah, I just found that out, and then I got a shower. So I'm Richie Rich right now. I just got a nice hairdo comment up in there. This is my wet head hairdo, furthermore, Jack. Good to see you back, man. But absolutely, Revision. We are still working on it. We gotta stay real tight-lipped on the David Lynch and the Twin Peaks in here for now. But can't wait to jump in and be able to talk about it all. I think Kate and I have not watched a new episode since, I think it was 14. I think we're still on 14. So we're deep in season 2, but it has 22 episodes. So we got eight episodes left. Yeah. furthermore, Jack. Either the day of or the day before. Like, it was right in there when I sent him that friend request. It was really wild. And Kate says, sorry to hear that, babe. Audio was cutting in and out for a minute there, though, so I missed some of what you're saying. Audio is fine now, though. Oh, weird. I hope that... I was kicking the cable a little bit. That might have been my user error. I hope I didn't mess with that too much. And I was wondering what you were saying with this one, Kate. You said lots of musicians are fine with that. What was that about? What was that something that I was saying about, like, doing all of that charting, perhaps? Or was it the travel part? So I want to do another song tonight. It buffered for you for a second to revision. Oh my gosh! Furthermore, Jack, perhaps so excited to see you they died. If that were only the case, I hope that it was. We had a lot of good times, me and him. He was a good buddy. He was a good dude. We did a lot of different stuff together for a long time, and so it's wild. It was a really long, beautiful, heartfelt, heart-wrenching type of obituary. Some of them are short. Some of them are really long. This was a very long one. So I don't know. It just seemed like a sudden thing. Is second guessing you as a friend might not play out well for me. Oh, revision. Like a little Nicky. We are up until that point where they're starting to talk about little Nicky. But yeah, bad luck. So anyway, we'll dedicate this stream to Mike's remembrance for sure. Ricky equals Final Destination. I remember I liked the first one. I haven't seen any other ones than that, though. Am I back on here? Guys, can you give me a heads up? Because I just saw the viewers go to like 0 on here, and now I'm feeling like it's not actually streaming. All good? Okay, cool. I don't know why it shows no more on there. The new 28 Years Later, it looks pretty good. I'm excited to try that one too, Kate. I think I remember I liked the first one too. It should be Danny Boyle is doing it again. Did he do that first one? Whoa, we got a viewer from Uzbekistan in the house. Insurer Bob in the chat. What's up, Insurer Bob? That's awesome. I agree, Jack. Low views better than no views for sure. But it went to, it was up there and then went to 0. So I thought that maybe it dropped. But I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad everybody's here. And he directed the first one. Well, sweet. I'm looking forward to it. I saw one thing that attracted me to wanting to see 28 Days Later as well was the brief write-up I saw as I was like scrolling on Instagram, is that like the first half is very much like it, and then the second half has an Apocalypse Now feel to it, and that's like my favorite movie, one of. So I'm down with that. Big Apocalypse Now guy here. Before I do the next song, I want to ask you guys a question or two, and then we're going to jump into it. I got a couple questions prepared for you guys tonight. They're couple doozies, guys. Couple hard ones. We'll see how it goes. All right, you ready for this? Ready? All right, here we go. Would you want to remember every single thing in your whole life? Because we have bad memory. That's why journals are always a wild thing to read. Would you rather remember everything or forget everything for only 24 hours. But, like, truly remember everything or forget everything. I choose remember everything because I think I've already forgotten too much because of how much drugs went into the brain for so long. I think that I did some pretty bad damage to my memory centers. Insurer Bob says, forget everything for 24 hours. You got a lot going on in the brain, Insurer Bob? Trying to have some peace? The other song I'm going to do, after we do a couple different questions together, it's going to be Tuesdays Going from Skinnerd. And Kate wants to remember everything too. Jack says he wants to remember everything, so I know what best lottery numbers to pick that I should stick to. Bro, you gotta get a file opened up on your computer. I had on one of my computers. I hope it still turns on now I think about it. I wrote them all in a journal before, and then I put them onto the computer, so I don't feel too bad. But I always played the same numbers over and over and over again, because I think that there's still some value to that. There's ones that I, like, quote, intuited and wrote down as lottery numbers, and then other ones that I went through and I looked at the ones that were the most winningest numbers and combined them as well. I'm probably 4, 8, 12, 16. Wait, no, 4, 8, 12, 15, 16. Oh, shoot. What was the last one in Lost? 4, 8, 12, 15, 16, 28, 24? I'm blanking on the Lost numbers. But yeah, definitely got to get some lottery stuff. Revision chooses to remember, unless it was a tragic day. Could be a monkey's paw thing. Oh yeah, I'm thinking that if you end up choosing to remember everything, it's going to be, everything. I know that there are things that when I was going through them, I was like, I can't wait to forget this, and I hope I don't remember them. But now looking back, it's like that word truthiness. Like, I remember the haze of some things, but I wish I remembered why I feel the way I do about some things as well. Sometimes I feel like I can consume so much information that I just come to a conclusion at the end of that info, and I just remember the conclusion, but I don't remember the how I got there stuff sometimes. Kate says same mindset. Furthermore, Jack says, can't remember, see? Right? All right, so I think we've got a remember, a don't remember one. I think Insurer Bob might have been one of the only ones that went with the fully forget and have a totally blank slate going on. Let's do another one before I jump into a tune. Was that moon landing real or fake, y'all? Come on now. What do you think? My whole life growing up, I always figured it was real. And, I didn't have any problem with that until, I guess, the longer life goes and there's no info left. They say that they wouldn't be able to go to the moon now if they tried because there was no original footage. There was no saving of how they got there, Kate wrote the lost numbers down before I said that. That's awesome. No, it didn't go through. I don't see him on the screen. Did you send them? Or you just wrote them down separate, like off of the screen, Kate? Vision likes the film Until the End of the World, where they not only record seeing to be transmitted to the blind, but the feelings tied to what they see. Wow, that's really weird, Kate, if you sent them through and they didn't come through. That's super weird. I'll take a picture of the chat just to show you later on. Just to show you how they're not on here. Very weird. But, okay, like the film Until the End of the World, where they not only record seeing to be transmitted to the blind, but the feelings tied to I see. Yeah, feelings are a wild thing. I remember one time, it was my third grade teacher. This is a third grade memory for you guys. She asked us what the most powerful thing in the world was, and it was like a big debate in class, and there was like the bomb and the nuclear bomb stuff, and she went on to say no, it was a blade of grass. And I think it was like some type of project where we had to like come back with like a rebuttal type of thing to her saying a blade of grass was stronger than a bomb, because the blade of grass can go through concrete and it'll come back after the bomb and stuff. And I had said that it was the feeling that the person wants to send the bomb. Which she didn't think that was right, but I still think it's right, because like if you were inspired to do something, like that, feelings are very powerful. I'm just saying, and I mean, but maybe life is more powerful. Maybe that was what she was saying, that life will find a way through the blade of grass, And so back to our moon landing, fake or not. Jack says, I had a dream the moon landing was faked. And then it is showing up for Kate that she did. I think you might have just sent me a pic of it, huh? Let me see. Oh my gosh. That's so weird. It's definitely there. And it was 23 and 42 that I was forgetting. 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, and 42. Wouldn't that mean that we're in some type of lost simulation? We're like tied to that show somehow. They didn't show up in chat. That is wild. And then Kate says, I feel like maybe it's fake. The older I get, the more I wonder, because back then it was easier to fake things. And the whole arms race was really important. It was super important to try and beat other countries, and that vision of getting up to, the moon, and to have another thing that U.S. did first. I don't know. Did you guys see that the rocket just exploded from the Elon Musk rocket? I had that on my yeah, let's see. I want to spin this over real fast. Check this out, y'all. That just happened. The SpaceX rocket just exploded. I mean, they're having a heck of a time just with rockets, One more time. But I would like to think that it's real. I only more recently started thinking it could possibly not be. I wonder why the lights are off in the White House tonight. Are they trying to signify something? They're saying the lights go off every night. What the heck is this post? Okay. Let's see. We got Insurer Bob saying, AI says the moon landings were not a hoax. Apollo 11 did happen. Humans really did set foot on the moon. We have countless images, videos, lunar samples, and scientific data to prove it. See, that's what we need. We need a level head in here, Insurance Bob. Insurancer Bob. I think we all have level heads in certain ways, but I just mean some insight, really. So that's good to know. Could it be that we faked the first one and then the other ones we went to? Furthermore, Jack says, as long as I'm awake, it was real. And Zach says, didn't Russia congratulate the U.S. on the landing, though? Maybe that was the point, though, you know? But, yeah, I mean, I lean towards that we did. I do. Just so many secrets not being revealed. More secrets being revealed, so who knows? Or secrets not being revealed, says Kate. Yeah, I lean towards the yes on it. But only more recently. But maybe you get more conspiratorial as you get older or something. I don't know. All right. Here's the next thing we're going to do, y'all. Before our next questions, I want to sing a little bit. And then we got some more coming at you. This one I'll do kind of in remembrance of Mike, you know? A little chiller one. Now I feel the wind blow outside my door. Means I'm leaving my woman at home. And Tuesday's gone with the wind. Baby's gone with the wind. I don't know where I'm going. I just wanna be left alone. Well, when this train ends, I'll try again. I'm leaving my woman at home. Darling, Tuesday's gone with the wind. Tuesday's gone with the wind. Tuesday's gone with the wind. My baby's gone with the wind. Tuesday's gone. Ooh. It's Tuesday, you see. Well, she had to be free, Lord, but somehow I've got to carry on. Tuesday's gone with the wind. Tuesday's gone with the wind. Tuesday's gone with the wind. My baby's gone with the wind. Tuesday's gone with the wind. Tuesday's gone with the wind. Tuesday's gone with the wind. Now my baby's gone with the wind. Alright, y'all. Little Tuesday's gone from the wonderful Leonard Skinnard. Alright. Oh, thank you so much, Kate. Kate says, love when you sing this one. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I love that song. Back to the moon thing. Furthermore, Jack says there's really nothing on the moon. Zach Chamberlain says, have you heard It's Alright by Black Sabbath? You might like it. When did that come out? On which album? I'm not great with titles sometimes, and I definitely have heard like the first four Black Sabbath records. I've definitely heard, but then I kind of fell off after that. Let's see, which one is that one on? Let me see here. It's Alright. See, I don't think I've heard it off of that record. I don't think I've heard that record much. I'll give it I'm going to pop it on my Spotify here to listen to later. You know what's funny is I've seen this cover before, and I've seen it like on a record because I collect records and stuff, and I didn't get it because I didn't know that record. Actually, that's a good little thing, just a little something there, is that I go to this kind of group of kind of retired dudes who trade records, and I used to go there all the time. It was like a once a month thing. And our poor buddy, his name is Don, but we call him the Don of Records, you know. He had some health issues, and he stopped having them. And wouldn't you know it, but this weekend he's having it while I am away. And even though he put the list out tonight, there's a lot of great records. I made the list. I picked the ones that I wanted. But I decided not to send it to him because I didn't want to try and fit it in on Sunday in between things. So I want to miss out on seeing him, but I hope he's doing well. Much love to the Don of Records, and I hope to see him soon. So yes, that was a little Tuesdays going, a little Leonard Skinnard action there for y'all. Leonard Skinnard was my favorite band at one point growing up, and believe it or not, I would credit them with one of the biggest reasons that I play guitar, other than the support of my parents, of course. But it was while driving around, listening to that Sounds of the 70s CD compilation from the late 90s, early 2000s era, while my dad was looking at, he was like checking job sites and stuff like that, and I was always riding around in the truck with him. I was always listening to that thing, and Freebird was so good. The solo in Freebird was so great. So I started, really imagining myself playing Freebird in front of my school. And I really wanted an electric guitar for Christmas that year, and it's all I asked for. It was constantly, and I ended up getting that, which was wonderful, in lessons. And then I got lessons with the great Craig Koska, who I also, just a few nights ago, found out had passed away, which is just so heavy. It's like getting heavier and heavier every day that passes, thinking I won't be able to see or talk to him again. I always just was like, oh, I'll talk to him later. And I always wanted to be a successful guitarist and musician and show him that, and kind of like make him proud type of thing. And I'm sad I won't be able to. I will get there. I know it. I believe in myself and in music and the path, because that's all I want, and it's what I'm going to try really hard for. But he won't be here to see it, at least in physical form. But I do want to get my music out there, and that's what this year's about for me, So I'm naming the bass Cause, because I think that that's a good name for that bass. It helps me feel, even my electric guitar, my Pink Paisley electric guitar, is a nod to him, because he played a Pink Paisley Telecaster, and so I got a Pink Paisley Stratocaster. But yeah, that's all to say, he helped me learn Freebird, and we performed Freebird together on my 16th birthday in front of my family and friends. It was pretty wild. All right, everybody, enough on those musings of memory lane time. Let's go down to new question time. Oops. If you could fight an historical figure, who would it be? We're talking about a parking lot brawl, y'all. If you could fight a historical figure, who would it be? And they can't be alive, because I know what a lot of people would say. So what do we got? If we could fight an historical figure, who would we fight? Of course, my mind's going towards people who caused hurt and damage in the world, But maybe they would just take me down, Man, this is a hard one. Who were some really unlikable historical figures? Other than I feel like we should make Hitler off, not being able to choose him, because that's a go-to. It has to be somebody else. It can't be Mr. Rogers either, because Mr. Rogers is the man. No, we can't be going and fighting some good peoples. Sax Chamberlain says, Isaac Newton, because I hate physics class. See, were you choosing to do the Führer there, Jack? Saying that he won the fight? Or he would win if you fought him, you think? See, I don't know. I think we would all say him, because we'd like to not let all that stuff happen. You'll do him. Is there another one that you could choose? Because I'd probably pick him too. But that's why I'm thinking we should say he is number one for all of us, pretty much. And then, so who would the next one be, Mikey Devil in the chat. What's up, Mikey Devil? Mikey Devil says, yo, bro, what's good, Mikey? Mikey, you got an answer for us with this by any chance? If you could fight an historical figure in the parking lot, who would it be? What are you up to tonight, man? Like Stalin would be a good one, right? Et tu, Brute? Brutus? Yes, definitely one of the kings. I was thinking a king type figure too. People who like really like wrenched it down hard on people. Like Nero? Wasn't Nero bad? And then didn't Caligula was bad too? He like made his horse a priest. Yeah, I'm not a fighter either. Kate says, I've never punched anyone. I don't know if I'd attempt it now. I'm still thinking. That's why I feel like if we had to do this, it has to be, for good reason. Big good reason, Caligula would be easy. He was skinny. we want to be able to win the fight, too. And then Ivan the Terrible, right? Ivan the Terrible was a bad one. So, yeah, we'd all probably... It seems like we'd go for a king of some sort, except for Zach Chamberlain's going to fight Isaac Newton. Mikey Devil says probably Alexander. Good ones, guys. All right, that's a tough one because I feel like we're a lot of lovers and not fighters in here, so... Let's just tone it down a notch and go pancakes or waffles, Yesterday we had chocolate or cheese, and I think most people gave up chocolate. This one is let's actually twist this. Instead of pancakes or waffles, you got to give one of these up for life too. So, which one are you giving up for life, guys? Are you giving up pancakes for the rest of your lives or waffles for the rest of your lives? Oh, Kate's got a good one. Ted Bundy, that's a good one. Some type of really terrible serial killer like Zodiac Killer or something like that, or John Wayne Gacy. These are good ones. That's a good thought there, Kate. I like those ones. It just says Ted Bundy. But yeah, if you're going to give up pancakes or waffles forever, which one would you give up forever? I would give up pancakes. Mikey Devil says cheesecake. You should have been here yesterday with our discussion on whether cheesecake was a pie or a cake. We were going hard on the cheesecake. What do you think, Mikey Devil? Is cheesecake a pie or cake? What is that? What is it? Yeah, see, I love waffles. Furthermore, Jack says pancakes, waffles seem to get crusty or cold faster. So are you saying that you would give up pancakes or you would give up waffles there, furthermore, Jack? But Kate's with me. We would both give up pancakes and we'd stick with the waffles. I'm the same type. I love Belgian waffles and I want to try... Granted, I want to try those really pillowy pancakes someday, those Japanese pancakes. I do want to try them. But, I've never had them, so it would be okay if I gave them up. So I would give up pancakes for the rest of my life. And, let some of that simmer there. We got some and pancake emojis in the chat there. All right. Here's our twisted one, guys. Here's a twisted one. Furthermore, is keeping pancakes. It's easier on the teeth. That's probably true. All right, this is going to be a toughie. Would you guys rather live in an awesome simulation, like a truly awesome simulation, one where your wildest dreams all come true? You have wonderful life, friends, family, money, good job, all those things. Or would you, but you're in a simulation, so you could be in a slime pod, like in the Matrix, you know? Or would you live a real life, full of all the trials and tribulations? Mikey Devil says, doesn't matter what it is, I hate it. He just hates cheesecake. And then Mr. Music 34 says he would give up waffles for life because pancakes cook more evenly and a bit saltier. Those thin pancakes have a lot of applications too. The ones that you can like wrap different type of savory items into. I mean, pancakes have a lot. Like, do crepes count as pancakes? You know, like how thick does a pancake really have to be considered a pancake? You know, like does Stroop waffles count as a waffle? The kind of like cookie things that has the caramel in between. I wonder sometimes, Zach. I wonder if we are, or if we're deeper than that, if we're all just kind of some wild thread of consciousness by whatever we think and whatever you think and whatever all these people think that are watching this or are here right now or here later on, if we all are believing each other into some wild existence, you know? Is it the universe, like, quote, universe? Is that how the universe experiences consciousness? Because what is consciousness? If everything's just matter, how does consciousness inhabit matter? So we could be in a simulation right now, or we could be in something that is just so wild, even wilder than that like is kind of like a you know, kind of like how you think it, you can get it type of thing, or like if you think it, you will be it, you know, that type of stuff. So if we think we're in a simulation, does that then make us in a simulation? It's hard. I mean, there are things that happen all the time that make me wonder if we're in a simulation for sure. But then it also makes me wonder if it's like that type of mind over matter type thing, and that somehow I'm affecting things, you know? Furthermore, Jack says, it says awesome, so simulate me. I am plugged in. Right? I mean, we're talking awesome. Like, you know, the movie Matrix, what was it, Cypher, who was working with Mr. Smith, and he's like, yo, plug me in. I just want to be like, you know, somebody important, like an actor or something. And, you know, they're eating good steak, and like, you can't blame Cypher. You really can't. You can blame him for making people hurt and get killed, but can't blame him for wanting to get plugged back into the Matrix, you know? Why do I think that our body releases DMT when we die? It's a good question. I do know that it does release DMT when we die. I've done DMT. But I guess it doesn't release it other times. Is that really the only time it ever releases it? Because I mean, again, that could be a consciousness type of thing there, you know. Are you thinking that it does it to maybe jolt us awake from a simulation thing or something, Zach? Mikey Devil chooses awesome simulation. Sounds good. Let's see. There's a couple pictures behind me, Mikey. Up above my TV there, we've got 3 scenes of Twin Peaks. And then here we have a yoga. It's got all the different poses of yoga in this back here. And then this is a yarn weaving drawing with a goose on it. It's all yarn, and it's a big weave. And then right here, these are all crystals. Big crystals. All raw crystals and stuff. And then if I move out of the way, you can kind of see like a bunch of crystals on my TV area there too. And then you can also see on my couch a ton of clothes I just took out of the dryer and are not folded. Kate says I'm a crystal guy. I like rocks. That's the thing. I think they're beautiful and cool and interesting that like something can follow the same molecular pattern for millions of years and then create something like that, you know? It's like assemblage theory. Assemblage theory is one of those things that one decision begets the next, and that's how you can assemble more complex life forms, and that anything that assembles is a form of life. So it's just an interesting thing that something that follows the same, you know, molecular pattern in the same environment over and over and over again can create a crystal, you know. Kate also chooses real life, maybe. I be stressing a lot, but I think we def have the power of believing things into existence. Right? So maybe we're already a little like, you know, not simulation, but maybe that's that consciousness interesting part, you know. Mr. Music chooses real life. Its people find it hard enough to quit technology, let alone a simulation. We all need to go out into nature more often. I love going out into nature, Mr. Music. It's true. I think I've got a kayak day coming up, and it's needed. I feel it bubbling in me. I need to get back on my kayak. I'm very happy with the area that I live in the kayaking sense. There's so many different little tributaries and stuff around. And I go on walks on streams sometimes too. I've got a lake across the street and we do a little nature walk and stuff. Furthermore, Jack had thought that the crystals were a photo album of family up there. It definitely has that kind of interesting look. Like, you know, a bunch of different pictures and stuff. I can see that. Explosions are awesome too. Who knows? Mr. Music says, too bad it's winter for me. More time to stay inside and play music. That's how I end up feeling about winter time. Like, as long as I'm warm, like, I don't like being cold, but I don't like the general time. I don't dislike the general time of winter time. I like solitude a lot. I thrive off of that. And wintertime allows me to not feel guilty like I'm missing out on things because there's not as many things going on, you know? So yeah, I can relate, Mr. Music. So we have some interesting answers on this one. This was an interesting question I had thought of earlier. I was like, ooh, yeah, this is one. Because to be honest with you guys, I would pick real life. But it's also because it's all kind of a game. The game of life, you know, and it's almost like maybe it's a simulation anyway, you know. But let's make it awesome. Come on, life is awesome. It's awesome to be alive. I love to be alive so much. That's why I think death has always really impacted me my whole life. I've always been really sad when people pass on, and always been really scared of my own time, you know. Maybe it's also something along the lines like I have a heart condition. I have 2 heart conditions, and I grew up with them, and they're pretty serious. And I remember my doctor, who was up at the Philadelphia Children's Hospital, when we were learning about it and all, and going through it, and they gave me a pamphlet. It was a light blue pamphlet, and I remember to this day it was that impactful. But they gave me this little light blue pamphlet that said SADS on it, SADS, and they're like, well, this is going to help us explain to you what you have going on. And it was sudden adult death syndrome, and it really freaks you out as a kid when you get something like that. It's like, well, you could die at any time because of this heart. And yeah, I mean, I was always on medication for it, and got off as I got older because I had stopped having as many events and all. But I'm supposed to have a defibrillator pacemaker put in, and that's about when I stopped really going to my heart doctor, because I don't want to put a defibrillator pacemaker in, because having electrical current constantly going through my body and controlling what my heart beats at was like kind of a scary thing in itself. And so I believed in that mind over matter type of stuff, and believe in it too, But anyway, those are some ramblings there. Let's bring it down a notch. Just down a little notch, guys. Just down a little notch there. Let's make it nice and chill with this one. Are you cat or dog people? Are you going cats or dogs? What do we got? Oh, thank you for the hearts, Kate. Furthermore, Jack says, dogs are great but expensive. Yeah, they really are. And very attention driven. It's like you have to constantly be about a dog. I grew up with dogs. That was my main thing I grew up with. I loved them so much. My dad trained German Shepherds, did canine and stuff like that. And I always had a lot of German Shepherds in my house. I've long storied histories with dogs, I had my face ripped off when I was a kid. My left side of my face was, if you look close, you can still see I have a really big scar on my face right here. A little bit of a scar face, And it goes down and it follows my beard line. And it has this, like a little bit of a bald spot on my chin here of it. And I have still a scar on my ear here, from where a dog, like when I was 18 months old, bit into me and did the whole like shake thing, and my whole face peeled back, and they had to do a ton of surgeries when I was a baby, with apparently acid surgeries where they kept putting the stuff on my wounds to get it to graft and not scar as badly. It happened right in front of my mom. And she had to go to therapy for years for it. I also had a dog bite my boy downstairs right on the head. Gave me a Prince Albert. I have no scar from that. But I also had a dog bite through my thumb nail before. But I've always loved dogs. I love them so much. But I've never had one in this house. Where I used to dog sit here and there for my bosses and stuff, but I've never owned a dog here. I did, however, have many different cats, and I love them so much. My 3 boy cats that I had, and then random cats throughout their time alive. Moses, He-Man, and Bagheera, and they were awesome. And I still love cats so much. I'm going to still mull this over. Kate picks cats. Furthermore, Jack says, dang, cats win as much as I want a dog. And Kate says, oh no, this story. Yeah, it's a rough story. But yeah, think how my boy downstairs felt. Yeah, that story for my buddy down here, for it getting bit right on the head, is just in case no one has heard that before, is that I was jogging on the lake across the street, and my neighbor was there with her 2 German Shepherds walking opposite directions of me, and as we went past each other, which was why I knew these dogs, Uh, the one huge German Shepherd, right as I got shoulder to shoulder with passing Kelly, who was my neighbor, he just leapt and chomped down right on the head of my guy. Right on the head. And ripped through my shorts, you know. But as soon as he bit the bigger German Shepherd, it was wild. Like, as soon as the one lunged and bit my crotch, the other one lunged on him and they just started tearing his neck up, and they got into a huge fight. It was almost like the one dog was like, "What the heck are you doing, bro?" And so, really thankful for that other dog. But it didn't make me not like German Shepherds, because my dad has 4 German Shepherds and 1 Rottweiler, and I love those dogs so much. But maybe as an adult I'd lean towards cats, but one day I want a dog still. I really want a dog sometimes. Furthermore, Jack says he's really trying hard not to have a cat or a dog in his life, because incredible, awesome smells come back you've long since done without when you get masked by the scent of cats and dogs. Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. I'm glad to not have litter boxes in the house, for sure. But I was blessed with my cats in being that they were indoor-outdoor, and they like to go to bathroom outside. So I just tried to keep that as clean as I could. But maybe to a person who didn't have a cat, maybe my house smelled more like a cat. But I know now it probably does not. I would hope. I haven't had them for years. But I would say that for me, it's the taking care of another thing right now. I think right now I'm just trying to be able to take care of myself. And that's a process, even as it is, you know. Mikey Devil says, bro had a lot, I guess. Oh, I also see up there, Kate says, Otter Boy. Somehow I've been getting a lot of videos of otters with their rocks in their pockets lately, you know? And I think that was our last question there. That might have been the last one that I put together for you guys tonight. It is 3 a.m. already. What in the world happened? I don't know how that happens, guys. There we go. I want to catch up a little bit on Reddit. Let's have a little bit of a Reddit time together. Let's see what's up in the Reddit world. I want to put my little guitar down. Mark Wood said, this is so painful. What, the dog biting my crotch? Oh. Alright, let's get a little chill action. Let's see what's up in Reddit tonight. What we got happening?
Fake news. Fortunately, nobody watches. Is anybody watching CNN nowadays? I haven't seen it in a long time.
Shut up.
Some of your supporters are wary of the U.S. getting involved in another foreign wall, and some believe that we should support.
Do you ever ask a positive question at CNN? My supporters are more in love with me today, and I'm in love with them more than they were even at election time, where we had a total a landslide. We had, we won all 7 swing states. Did CNN report that? We won all 7 out of 7, which everyone said.
Why? All right, we're done with that.
Whoa! Whoa! What? That's no!
up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who...
Mikey Devil asks, what do you think about Trump? I think that he is a both morally and business-wise corrupt person. And makes me sad that it's not seen or felt or known as much, because he's not a dumb person. He has a very smart team of lawyers around him, and ever since the 80s he's been able to hurt small businesses and not pay them. He's been able to take money from foreign governments through his crypto coin, through his hotels. He's been able to take money from us by traveling to his golf courses and charging the CIA and his handlers rent for the rooms that they stay in while they're at Mar-a-Lago. You know we do that, guys. You know we rent out the rooms at Mar-a-Lago when he goes down there for his security detail. Those are the I think is not okay. So my biggest thing is the emoluments. Type stuff. The things that he does around that. The Trump phone. Things that shouldn't be okay. Let's see a little bit more of this interview with, and I'll tell you who I really also have a thing with is this Ted Cruz guy. Never been a Ted Cruz fan personally, because we're going to find it actually. How would I put this? It's Ted Cruz's interview when he's young, and he's talking about wanting to take over the world.
Bless Israel will be... Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of it, says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my... You pull out the phone and use the...
It's in Genesis. So you're quoting a Bible phrase, you don't have context for it, and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two...
Hold on. Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But what... Hold on. Define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the
God's
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
I can't believe that Tucker Carlson is making points that maybe he just doesn't like Ted Cruz, like many others. But usually Tucker Carlson is a wild child. But hey, I apparently am agreeing with some Tucker Carlson things right now.
In the meantime, we are getting a look at some video from 1988 showing a much younger Ted Cruz. The video that popped online over the weekend shows the 18-year-old joking about his future aspirations.
Oh, I see. What you want me to do, what I want to do in life. Well, my aspiration is to, I don't know, be in a teen sit film like that guy who played Horatio. You know, he was in Malibu Bikini Beach Shop. Well,
Ugh. He's always wanted to be rich and powerful and take over the world. I didn't like that video per se, but there we go.
Aspiration. Is that like sweat on my butt? No. Oh, I see what you want me to do, what I want to do in life. Well, my aspiration is to, I don't know, be in a teen film like that guy who played Horatio. You know, he was in Malibu Bikini Beach Shop. Well, other than that, take over the world domination, you know, rule everything, rich, powerful, that sort of stuff.
Mr. Crazy think Ted's gonna rule the world one day?
I hope not.
Yeah, good old Ted Cruz. Yeah. Kate says, this is your theology and you don't know the context? Oh, look at Norma. Kate, look at Norma. I'm pretty sure Norma was like an actual beauty queen, if I remember correctly. Wild. Oh, there's a part 2 of this woman.
Ugly ass bitch, you're so fucking great. You never got laid in your life. Your boyfriend's dick is like 2 inches big. It's embarrassing. I'm so sorry about your boyfriend. That's horrible. That's horrible.
Your boyfriend's dick is 2 inches. Oh my gosh.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Okay. Let me go. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Shut the fuck up. I can't breathe. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Whoa.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Nobody's fucking touching me. Fuck you. You're not letting me go, motherfucker.
Whoa. She's upside down.
Nobody's letting me go. I can get out. Yeah, you shouldn't get out. You're fucking bad as shit. You disgusting fat. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fat. Fuck you.
Whoa.
You're so beautiful. You're stunning. Shut the fuck up. Can anybody do something, please? Get the fuck up. No. Yeah, okay, they need to call someone. I'm gonna sit around this way. Alright. Okay, I'm sorry. My birthday is blocked. You need to shut the fuck up. No, no, my birthday's blocked. You need to shut the fuck up and respect him. You need to shut the fuck up. My birthday's blocked. You need to respect. You need to take a fucking pass. My birthday's blocked. No, you need to fucking chill. Fuck you! Fuck you! Leave me the fuck alone! Look at that ugly ass bitch! No. You're so fucking fat! Leave me alone! You're fucking disgusting! Don't fucking touch me! So why don't you jump over here? She can damage this stuff? Yeah, I'll damage all your shit. I'm not damaging anything, bro.
Man, that was wild. That was rough. Mikey Devil says she owns the F word. She uses it like she does, that's for sure.
He's talking to those around him, including his family members, his daughter Ivanka Trump, her husband Jared Kushner, after the swearing-in ceremony for Charles Kushner. Let's listen.
Do you have any intelligence that Iran is targeting? That Iran is targeting any U.S. assets?
We're doing very well. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yes, Caroline.
Gross.
In California, You know,
What happened here?
in California. In California. In California.
I don't know why that keeps happening.
California, you know, we've got some gas stations where
crazy. We have a secret police now. Yeah, I could see that. That's why so many of us were like, let's let's get that awesome simulation going on. Dang. Giant centipede eats a rattlesnake alive. Jeez. Insects are pretty cool. Really interesting looking.
You don't understand who we are as a country, who we are, and all of my colleagues across the aisle, especially the ones that serve, should want an
Articles about how the 2024 election is showing signs that it was stolen is so hot right now. I like that meme. Well, when you have bomb scares called in on 30, how many districts were bomb scares called in Pennsylvania? So they couldn't do a lot of voting there. And then Pennsylvania goes the other way. Yeah, there are certain things that they did for sure. Could have still went to Trump, but
I'm standing up right now to both Donald Trump and Netanyahu to prevent them from
let's get into popular real fast. Let's see what's going on in popular. That's a great meme.
You are blowing through money like my fellow cadets and I did in our First Liberty after basic camp. Luckily, I didn't end up with a questionable tattoo. Your failures, Mr. Secretary, since you've taken office has been staggering. You sent classified operational information over Signal to chest thump in front of your wife, who, by the way, has no security clearance, risking service member lives in the process. You blew the $1 billion fight against the Houthis, whom, again, as my colleague says, has no navy, and yet you lost all of those aircraft. You've created such a hostile command environment that no one wants to serve as your chief of staff or work with you in other senior DoD leadership roles. But what we should all be talking about, more than all of this, is that you have an unjustified, un-American misuse of the military in American cities, pulling resources and attention away from core missions to the detriment of the country, the war fighters, and yes, the war fighting that you claim to love. I don't know if this is because you are too inexperienced and incompetent to understand the real threats facing our country, or if it's because you are just an unqualified yes man who can't tell the president how to keep Americans safe. You are focusing on renaming bases for Confederate generals. You said just now to Senator King that to a man and to a woman, we would rather be associated with the old Confederate names. Well, I am one of those women. I served at Fort Rucker, Alabama, a base that was named for a traitor who took arms against the United States of America, led troops who killed Americans. It was renamed for Mike Novosel, a Medal of Honor recipient, who in his citation for the Medal of Honor includes that he saved 29 American lives, to include hovering backwards in a helicopter towards an enemy bunker where a wounded American was laying and saved that person, including after being taken fire himself. I know a little something about what it takes to fly a helicopter when you've been hit by enemy fire. That was heroic. I'd rather be associated with Mike Novosel than a failed Confederate traitor.
Nice.
I don't know whether you were inexperienced or too incompetent, but I wonder when you will actually focus on our nation's warfighting mission.
Damn. Tore him a new one. Alright, best beatboxer in the world. Pretty crazy. That's crazy. It's like he's doing the throat singing. He's doing throat singing along with this. This is wild. That's crazy. Numerous states introducing Bible literacy classes, giving students the option of studying the Bible. Starting to make a turn back? Great. According to the Bible, you should be put to death for adultery. A guy in your area literally slapped a beatboxer. Was the beatboxer beatboxing during the slap? Oh, he thought he was spitting on him. Oh my gosh, the beatboxer doesn't sound that great. Morning wood. I feel bad for the beatboxer that got slapped because the dude thought he was spitting on him. That's sad. My grandpa owns an onion farm and occasionally decides to take naps in the middle of the field. This guy says this man won at life. Oh man, chiropractor on a giraffe. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh.
How do you want to hug again? I'm all about that. All about that.
What I'm going to do is pull his head down.
What about my head?
Oh. So I went to Africa and was working on giraffes in Africa. Completely different experience.
Man.
They were
Giraffes are wild.
100% wild.
What up, Coops?
They were getting darted out of a helicopter and we were relocating them.
How do you get a job to be a giraffe chiropractor?
No way.
Oh man. Is that guy's car and he's just eating and watching it happen? We're just chilling for right now, Coops. We usually do music on stream and all. And right now we're just hanging out, getting sleepy for the night. 3:30 in the morning, you know. Just figured we'd do a little bit of Reddit.
I just got it too. Right here. Yeah. Fuck, this is on.
Drago in the chat. What's up, Drago? How you guys doing tonight? It's 3:30 a.m. East Coast time here. Where you guys at? That's one of those like wine tweets there. Yeah, right? Bro had his priorities straight, Mikey. Coop says, I'm chilling. Auburn, Washington. Oh, sweet, man. Opposite ends of the spectrum here. I've never even been to Washington. I'd love to, though. I've been to California. Honestly, at that point, you might as well just let it happen, right, Mikey? Why do that to that poor girl?
I wonder why they call it a support.
Yes, sir. This shit, boy.
Get it, bro. Get it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go. Go. Come on, Sam. You got it. Go. Don't stop till we get to that cone. Go. 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 Finish. Yes, sir.
Get him, bro.
We're at 3. We're at 3. Push.
He's pushing.
Yep. Close them all down.
Let's see some transformation.
Get your ass up here. You got it. Work. 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 Yes, sir.
This reminds me of Biggest Loser. You guys ever seen that Biggest Loser show?
Work. Work.
Oh, thanks, Scoops. I appreciate that, man.
Go. 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 Yes, sir.
We do it every night. We'd love to see you here. I was hoping for that transformation at the end there. But yeah, I remember that Biggest Loser show. I don't know if it's still on TV or not, but it was always so inspirational because you can see it's kind of like a lot of overweight people along with hoarders. Those are those types of mental illnesses that you can actually see. And it's a wild thing, you know. You see a lot of depression in people that are that big. And just spirals. And then same with hoarding. If you ever seen that show Hoarders, that was always wild to see.
So there are some disadvantages to crowns, but otherwise.
But that's because, you know, a lot of depression, people not leaving their house and not even enough energy to clean. I can't see us guys doing that. Axe AI fragrance powered by artificial intelligence. Jeez. All right, we're gonna hit it for a couple more minutes here, and we're going to turn in for the night because I could do this all night. And there's at some point in time, we gotta go to Dreamland. We gotta run around there, fly around, or let our back spinal juices go all over our brain and clean it. You know. Bats Goth nightclub there. We have to prove we're not a robot before using that. The AI Axe body spray. What's the wildest dream I ever had? Oh my gosh, my dreams get wild, Zach. Probably some dreams that have like happened would probably be some of the wildest ones. You know, when you have the deja vu, but like it's an actual dream that you go through. Actually, Zach Chamberlain, I like that question so much that I'm going to postpone my answer so I have time to think about it, but I'm going to pose it on tomorrow night's stream. That's a great question. What's the wildest dream you've ever had? Because I've had ones where I've lucid dreamt, and those are some of my maybe favorites, if that counts as wild. Flying, that type of thing during lucid dreaming, that was incredible. But I'll think on the wildest thing. I'll pose that question to chat tomorrow night. That would be a great one to ask everyone, because I'd be really interested to know what yours is and what everyone's is. It'll give us some time to think. Maybe we'll have it tonight. Let's see, what is tomorrow? Thursday? I should be on a little earlier tomorrow. Today I got on at 2 a.m. Eastern time, but I usually like to try and get on by midnight or 1 a.m. One of those two. I'm usually on around there, but we go for a while. You got what time? What time zone are you in, Zach? Oh. Reunited, and it feels so good. That is a wild looking raccoon. I feel like he's mostly head. Mountain, cool. 2 hours back. You think you can make it on it's around 10 or 11, somewhere around in there? Man, look at those little toe beans.
I'm looking for a brave soul to join me on a dangerous quest.
What kind of quest?
They say a great treasure lies within the city walls. Imagine fortune beyond your wildest dreams. Gold, diamonds, and the women. Let's just say these lizard sleeves won't be the only ones you see today.
Oh yeah? Alright, so I like to hear. So how we go about this quest?
You got a sword?
Nah, I need a sword. I got a gun.
That'll work.
Awesome, Zach. Well, we'll definitely do tomorrow night then. I want to pose your question tomorrow evening for sure. Awesome. And on that one, let's bring it in, crew. Thank you guys for chilling with me. It's been awesome. It was a really nice night. Good music, good talks, good questions, great company with you guys. And Mikey Devil says just American things, right? Like he's just chilling. Of course I got a gun. This is too funny. But awesome. Crew, take care of yourselves. Take care of your family and friends. You deserve it. They deserve it. And time's too short, you know. Big ol' hugs to all you guys. Go get some sleep. See you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for tuning in. Peace and love, everybody. Talk to you soon. We definitely did, Mikey. Take care, guys.